This week we sit down and watch. Actually, I am. Welcome to One Shot Reviews. Kept it nice and simple. Didn't feel like roasting you this week, Lawrence.
What's going on, guys?
You gave me all that good news today, and I was like, you know what? I'll let him ride the high. I won't make fun of him. I won't roast him. How you doing, man?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling.
Nice.
It's been a a nice past 7 days.
Mm-hmm.
Have I watched anything new? Yeah, I'm on episode 7 of Nagatoro. That's just what I call it. I'm not saying the whole name. It's mad
I mean,
long.
most people just say Nagatoro anyway. So
I watch I might watch one episode a night. I've been watching one episode a night, sometimes two.
Word.
Sometimes two.
Nice.
And I still like it. I still like it. So it was funny. I saw someone on Twitter yesterday, and their Twitter Abby was Nagatoro.
Oh, really?
So I was like, don't you dare have this be a thing. You know how when you never ever seen something in your life, and then one day all of a sudden someone mentions it, and then all of a sudden you see it.
It's like when you buy a new car that you've never seen before, but all of a sudden you see your car like all over the fucking place.
Everywhere. Yeah. I'm like, yo, don't do that. I'm like, don't do that with this show. Don't you dare do that with this show. It was mad funny. But yeah, that I don't think really been watching. Oh, League started back up.
Oh, did it? Nice.
So yeah, League. So
okay.
Yeah, League started back up.
Nice.
So I've been watching that. Matter of fact, let me check the. But yeah, what about you?
Last week, Abs and I went and saw a movie in theater. We saw Belle. It came out in July last year in Japan, but this year, it came out in America last Thursday. So we went and saw that. It was a modern retelling of Beauty and the Beast without the Stockholm Syndrome in anime form. So,
Okay.
It was pretty dope. It was actually dope because it was the whole premise of the movie is this girl hates her normal life because a bunch of bad shit's happened to her and she hasn't gotten over the trauma of it. And in this world, a virtual reality world exists, and you can do whatever you want in it and be whoever you want in it. And she goes into it and she becomes one of the world's most popular singers. I think she becomes the most popular singer. And then it's this whole thing about how during figuring out who she is and how to get over her trauma, she meets someone in that world that she decides she wants to go help and save. But instead, you know how in Beauty and the Beast, he kidnaps her and then they fall in love, and it's very problematic. In this one, she has her own love interest that has little specks to do with the story, but it's not really that big plot, and the person she's saving is just someone else that's considered the beast of this story. So that was actually pretty cool.
Okay.
Abby cried, she laughed, it was great. And yeah, it was a good movie. The music in it was actually fucking fire, so that was pretty dope.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then I watched Scream 5, I guess. Yeah. Because I forgot they did the thing where they just called it Scream.
Exactly. So how was that?
Okay. You've seen all the other Screams, right?
Have
you really seen the first one?
Yeah.
So you know how the first one's just a whole meta commentary about slasher movies?
Yeah.
And that, so essentially that they did all of the Scream movies are just commentaries on specific horror genres, and in the sequel you got to do this, blah blah blah. So this one, their whole branding was, it's not a sequel, but it's not a remake, it's a requel. And this, and and I'm like, gee, but it's that's what Scream does. That's their thing, where it's a meta commentary on everything. I figured out one of the two killers before the end, which is all I ever get every time I watch one of these. I can always figure out one of them, and it's always the non-obvious one. I never figure out the obvious one. It's always the one that no one else can figure out. And the obvious one, I'm like, that's too obvious. That's not that one. It's Scream. It's not that one. And then you're like, oh yeah, it's Scream. It's totally that one. God damn it. But it was pretty good. My mom guessed who they both were because I took her on a date to go see it.
Wow.
And she kept leaning over and be like, I bet it's that one. It was pretty good. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was just going to be like a shitty Scream. I thought it was just going to be like a remake for like the modern era, but they kept it on brand. It was better than I thought.
Okay.
It was pretty good.
That's what's up.
That's about it. Playing a lot of video games, watching a lot of Netflix crap, trying to get through my queue. Ugh.
Yeah.
But
I'm waiting for shows to come back right now. Yo, the the last episode of Demon Slayer was fire.
We'll talk spoilers off air, but if you haven't seen it, everyone, go watch the shit out of that episode.
I'm sorry, but I feel like there's no way in your right mind, if you like Demon Slayer, it takes you till Tuesday to watch the episode. I'm sorry. I don't believe that you really enjoy it that much if you don't watch it. Like, yo, like, it's Tuesday. It's like, yo, it's been out for like, yo, I'm on that.
And by the time this episode comes out, it'll be Thursday. So they should have definitely already seen it.
Yo, facts. Yo, if you haven't watched it by Thursday, don't watch the show anymore. I'm revoking your pass. You're not allowed to watch it. Yo, you kidding? Are you kidding me? In the episode, just letting y'all know, the episodes come out on Sunday.
So good.
So that's literally the first day of the week. That people forget that Sunday is the first day of the week.
I'm actually really happy. This is one of the few series that I'm like not reading the manga at the same time.
Yep, me too. Not reading it.
I want to read it all after the show's done because I'm waiting for that box set to be back in stock again so I can get it. And it's like I feel like if I read it, the hype in the show wouldn't be like as crazy. You know what I mean?
I don't want to ruin any surprises right now. I'm already 2.5 seasons in,
especially because it's already done. So I don't want to read the whole thing and then
exactly. Like I'd rather be.
I prefer to watch the shows and then read it. And read all the shit that they didn't put into the show. I hate reading stuff and then.
I would rather be surprised and have that Muzan scene be absolutely amazing than I've already read it and that scene do nothing. That scene, like, obviously, if I read it, I still would have been like, oh wow, like, did they animate it? Did they do it like just as way? Like, yeah, that would have been cool. But not knowing that information at all made that 80 million times better for me.
I know a lot of people that aren't even watching the thing because they read the manga, so they're like, better stuff comes later, so I'm just waiting for that to get anime. I'm like, what? You still gotta watch it, dog. It's still fire as shit. Like, what?
He was like, yo, that's the dumbest thing
that's like people that like read Lord of the Rings and then in 2000 whatever when the Fellowship came out and someone's like, I'm just waiting for the last movie. That's when all the good shit happens. Like, what? What the fuck?
Yo, I love when you do that.
It's like, I read it's like I read the newest Game of Thrones book, so I was waiting until season 6 to get into the show when they get to the good. Like, what the fuck, dude? Just watch the fucking show.
Just watch the show.
What the fuck? I hate people that do that. Yeah, I read it, so I'm just waiting for my favorite parts. Like, okay, cool.
It's off, like, yo, like, yeah, that's mad funny. So Demon Slayer this week is super fire. Definitely check it out.
Hell yeah.
Oh, also, Chris doesn't watch this, but Attack on Titan was next episode is going to be insane. So if you haven't watched, Sundays are in full effect right now. Oh my goodness. Yo, this is why anime is so dope, because I've never, like, anime gives you reasons to be happy on days you have no business being happy.
Facts.
The animes are so ill.
And
You
as
be
an
like,
adult, you need this.
as an adult, 5 days away from the drop day, you're like, oh my god, it has to be 5 days before I can watch another episode of blah 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 blah.
That's why,
Oh my
like,
God.
a lot
That's
of the
the
time
worst.
in like the summer or whatever, you'll be like, "So how many shows are you watching?" I'm like, "Oh, I have 8 different shows." It's like I need something. I'm not 8 and have
You
a
feel
summer
me?
vacation anymore. I gotta wake up and go to work, so I need something to get me through the fucking day, dude.
So
So I
it's
got
like,
9 shows that keep my mind occupied.
and then that's why when you have rotations, when two
Oh.
shows that you watch are going, or 3.
So
I've
good.
never been blessed for 3. I know, Chris, you've been blessed for 3 because you watch that much stuff.
There
But the
was-
most I've ever done
was
is
it
really like
last year?
2.
It was last year because everything got pushed back from the pandemic. So a lot of shit came out last summer. I had a show every day except I think for like
I remember you telling me that.
I think
That's
it
a
was
blessing.
I think Thursday was like the only day I didn't have a show to watch.
That is amazing. That's amazing.
Which works because
'Cause-
Wednesday nights I go out and do stuff anyway, so I would watch the Wednesday show on Thursday. So I'd be
Perfect. Perfect, man.
Yeah,
Anime
it was
is
so
really,
good.
man. Drops on days can really turn every day, every weekend to Christmas. When that episode comes, you waiting for that episode
And
all
it's
week.
different
man.
than American TV because remember when The Flash first came out and then they had like all the spin-off shows like Arrow and then Flash and then Supergirl and then like all of those shows and you had to like each one came out on a different day of the week and they were an hour long and they eventually got to the point where they were all crossing over so you like had to watch all of them. But it's different because with American TV the pacing sucks. It's like, yeah, we need this to go for 24 episodes this season. And they're like, okay, cool. We got 8 episodes of actual plot and the rest is bullshit. And they're like, cool. 24 episodes of that, please. So it'd be like you get to a week where it's like, this week we're gonna fight the trash man. And it's like a one-off episode and it's like you never see that villain and you're like, why the fuck did we why?
Why?
You could what?
Yeah.
But you had to watch that full hour because maybe
Right.
and there's 8 crossover episodes and that week 1 out of the 8 episodes was actually good and the other 7 were all bullshit and you're like, I can't do this anymore. God damn
Right.
it. Anime though, different. There's no filler in anime. Shut up.
Exactly.
Speaking of no fillers, Lawrence, why don't you tell us about this week's episode? That's not a real segue. That's nothing to
This
do with the show.
week's episode, we have
Bum, 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 bum.
my monster secret known in Japan as. Hold on a second. Before,
he's, he's like, where did you fuck me? Where did you fuck me in here?
My monster secret known in Japan as actually, I am Jitsu Watasha. Hold on. Jitsu wa Watashi wa. Why didn't they just make that one fucking word? Why is that?
So Jitsu wa Watashi wa means actually I am in Japanese. So actually I am translates to
Oh, excuse me. That was ignorant. That was ignorant. That was very ignorant.
You gotta know. It's weird.
So, okay. All right, say that one more time.
So the show's called My Monster Secret in America, but in Japan it's called Actually I Am. They just changed it for American audiences because America sucks and they wouldn't figure it out. And then the translation, so Jitsu wa Watashi wa is just Japanese for Actually I Am. I just put that all in there for you. But that,
okay.
So you know how in England it's Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone or whatever? The Philosopher's Stone, but then in America it's Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone because Americans are stupid, so they got to change titles sometimes. Same thing happened here. In America it's called My Monster Secret, but in Japan it's actually I Am.
Okay. So
We dumb.
What Chris just said is a Japanese manga series written and illustrated by E.J. Masuda. It was serialized from January 31st, 2013 to February 16th, 2017. Akita Shoten collected the series in 22 volumes. An anime television series adaptation ran from July to September 2015 which was 13 episodes. The opening theme is Himitsu o Chodai by Ars Magna, and the ending theme is Lanai Lanai by Hill Crime.
I think so. I think that's how you say it.
If there was any way to spell
Hill Crime,
Hill
it would
Crime.
not be that.
I was just about to say. You knew what I was gonna say. I didn't even have to finish it. He was like, "Yep, I already know where you're
Trust
going."
me, I know.
The plot: one day after school, Asahi Kuromine stumbles upon the truth that Yuko Shiragami, the girl he has a crush on, is actually a vampire. According to her father's rules, Yuko must now quit school in order to keep her family safe. However, Asahi does not want her to go and promises that he will keep her true nature secret.
Yeah. Bum, bum, bum. I feel like I just had like another. What was it? Oh yeah, dude, I wish all my manga wasn't in storage because I have all 22 volumes of this manga.
Yo, bro, you have everything, bro. Wait, storage where?
In my storage unit, I have a storage unit. I had to make room for when Abs moved
Oh,
in with me.
yeah.
I couldn't have my giant bookshelf anymore, so I
Yeah.
put it on storage. But
Yeah.
yeah, I have all 22 volumes. It's one of the few manga series I read that's actually completed. That's kind of nice, I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What do you? I liked it.
This is one of my favorites. I actually really like this. I remember I first watched this show back in it was winter 2017. I was house sitting for this woman that I used to be a dog walker for a job. I did that for like a year and a half. And this woman left for like 2 weeks to go whatever. And she had 4 like of the little poodles, like the Chihuahua poodles, whatever those are called. And so she needed someone to take care of them. So I lived at her place for like 2 weeks, and this is when I first watched that show. But it was funny because she had a camera set up in her house because she had it set up for when she was around, but at work she could like keep an eye on her dogs because it's like 4 fucking little dickhead poodles running around. So she said that one time she like forgot that I was taking care of her house, so she just like checked it like normal, and she saw me watching that show. She was like, "What the hell are you watching?" And I was like, "Where are you watching me from?" What the
I would have been like, "Hold the phone, boy. What are you doing?"
I was like, "Yeah, whatever." I was like, "Let me tell you why anime is great." 68-year-old lady with 4 poodles.
Nah, man, I thought it was funny.
Yeah,
I thought it was funny.
Another funny one. A funny slice of life romance. It's great.
Yeah, it was funny. I gotta do like I feel like I have to do like level rankings because it was funny.
Mm-hmm.
Did I think it was hilarious? No, but funny is fine.
Yeah,
funny is fine to me. Like funny is fine.
It's like
it was like I laughed a couple times.
It's like watching Thor Ragnarok for the first time, where everything in Marvel up to there, maybe 1 or 2 jokes are said, but then you get to Thor Ragnarok and you walk out and you're like, huh, why the fuck was that funny? That was great. It's an action movie that was funny. That was cool. It's like the same as this, where you're like, oh, it's just like a romance slice of life that's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing.
Yo, okay, so since we're on the topic of funny, we have to talk about this because this is the new thing that I'm starting to realize this, and it is starting to become
is this
hilarious.
Your note?
Yeah, when this happened today, I like lost my breath. Died like on the first dying, I was dying. So I don't know if you guys noticed, but in the new Chris, tell me if you've noticed this, or maybe this has been around for forever and I just never missed it. But I don't think so. I don't think they did it like this. So like I feel like recently I've been noticing in animes when they do a scene where someone catches somebody doing something and they didn't notice them. But then the 2 people notice that each other, they go like everything. It goes mad quiet, and then they put the camera on one person. And they go, huh? And then they put the camera on the other person. The other person goes, huh? Yo, do you know what I'm talking about? And then it's just like, it's like, huh?
And then they both scream.
And then they switch to the other person and goes, huh? And then it's so stupid that it's mad funny to me. Like the way that they make people go like the way they do it is just man like, huh? I could watch the scene over and I would laugh just as hard because it's just like it's funny how they do that now, and I feel like they just like. They do like funny scenes like that all the time, but this new way of like when someone catches someone, all they say is "huh."
So the thing is, when you watch it dubbed, when you watch it subbed, like in Japanese, happens all the fucking time. But when you watch it dubbed, they don't do that. They do like they just say they're like, "What are you doing?" Like, yeah. So that's probably why you haven't noticed it. They're like, yeah. Stuff like that. They actually like say shit in like English dubs. They don't have the like.
Nah. It's not funny. Nah, it gotta be subbed in because that's the funniest part.
Have you ever noticed sometimes when you're watching it doesn't matter anything when you're watching, something on like Netflix or whatever, and they have the subtitles, and what they say sometimes doesn't match the subtitles.
Yes.
And it's usually when it's a movie that's not an English movie. It's the same shit because the subtitles are made for whatever language it's in, but then the Americans come in, they go, "Oh, well, that doesn't really translate to like America, so we're going to change it a little bit so it makes sense to us." So that's what happens when you do the dub. They change it a little bit. So you miss a lot of good shit when you watch it just in dub. You gotta watch subs, man.
Did you see? But you know which part I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Obviously,
I love
right?
when animes do that shit. That funny.
That shit is hilarious.
It
happened in Demon Slayer. They did it in Demon Slayer like last week.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Like Demon Slayer, he was like, "Huh." And then, it's mad funny, bro.
Did you notice it in Nagatoro when that happened? Did you get to the bathroom scene where she was taking a bath? Have you gotten to that yet?
I'm in episode 6. I don't think so.
Okay, there's a scene where she's taking a bath and that happens too, where she's like, "Huh?"
Did I? Maybe I didn't. But I feel like I've seen it a couple times. I feel like I've seen them do this. I know this happened in Demon Slayer the other day. I saw it in this. I feel like I might have saw it one more place, and I'm like, that made me. It clicked me. I'm like, yo, why do they keep doing this in all the scenes? It's like so now funny. I'm just starting. It's just funny, yo. It's just, and that's what I'm saying. Like that's anime shit. Like you don't see that. It's not. They don't do that in like cartoons here. Like they don't make it like. Huh? Yeah. It's just like, yo, like watching a podcast like this, it's not gonna be as funny. You have to watch this scene, and trust me, now that we mention it, now you're gonna notice it now, and like when funny scenes come up when they do this.
When the show starts, it's like Asahi's going to confess his love to Yuko, and like that's the scene where they do the huh, and then the intro happens.
I was waiting to find out what happened. Yeah,
but then you go back to like earlier that day, and it. I love.
We can start talking about the actual episode now because we just.
I love it. Oh. Dude, I love this. This is one of my favorites. Essentially, it's this dude who like has a shitty poker face. He can't keep a secret. Everyone in the school knows it, and they all kind of like. Whenever like the girls are talking, he comes walking up. They like cover their mouths. They're like, "Oh, we're having a private conversation. Can you not?" Yeah, we gotta go. Bye. Because he's like, well, fuck, nah, okay, whatever. And like his friends always give him shit about it. But dude, how funny was it when his friends were like, where he was like telling his friends, like, yeah, I have a crush on her, and they're like, yeah, we know since last. And they're like, you gotta go tell her, and she's like, I can't. They're like, but remember what happened to you the last time you had a crush on a girl, and you went to go tell her.
That caught me off guard.
She fucking roasted that man.
Yo, that caught me off guard. He was like, I didn't even get to confess yet. That's when I was like, oh, that's. She was like, yo, you know what's mad funny? Because they made her say, she was like, Asahi, I'm going to be blunt. As soon as I seen that, I was like, oh, what are you talking about?
She pops off on him, and then he's like, I haven't even said anything yet. What the hell? She's like, it's never going to happen. Leave me alone. I'm not interested, blah, blah, blah.
She was like, you're going to have to stop staring at me. I was like, damn, bro, you that OD, bro. Like, you do this with every...
You see him in the classroom with Yuko, and he's just like,
See, they did that. They would just before they showed that scene, it makes it sound like, oh, he just likes this girl, and he just really likes her, so he looks at her. They show that scene, and you go, oh, he just does this all this. He just does this. That's when I seen that. I was like, okay. Now I don't feel bad for him anymore. Like now I don't feel like I'm like, bro, you just come on, bro, you can't. And then they were like, this was last year. He was like, yo, the tragedy last year, man. He said it like it was on some Jujutsu Kaisen about what's his name did to the school tragedy the year before. He made it sound. I was like, oh, what happened? Then that scene, he just got flamed. She was like, I'm gonna be blunt with you. I was like, yo, what am I? She said. As soon as he said, I didn't confess yet, I was like, oh my God, so you did like her? I'm like, now I can't even freaking feel bad for you. You just a weirdo now. Like, you just
and I love how they're like, you gotta go confess to her, and you should be like, yeah, when you get back, we'll all go get it. He's like, you think she's gonna say no? They're like, yeah, she's gonna say no. Just go get it done, come back, we'll go fuck off somewhere. Like they all know too. They're like, yeah, you do this all the fucking time, dude. Just go get it done.
They kept the G though. They held him down though. Yeah, so it's like
it's the homies that they're like, yo, bro, you got to do it, but they roast you at the same time.
They stab you in the front.
Yeah, your friends stab you in the front.
They stab you in the front.
It was just so funny, but. Yeah, Yuko's like the girl. She's always alone. Comes to school early, leaves late, doesn't talk to anyone. Blah blah blah. And he's like, "Oh, she's so mysterious." Like blah blah blah. I don't know why the hell he liked her, but I'm glad he did because it makes for a good show. And he goes into the classroom, and that's the whole like huh, and you figure out the reason why they're doing that is because she like stretches in the room all by herself, and she's got like giant ass vampire wings coming out the back of her. Did you see those little bats that were flying around? Those are fucking cute. Mm-hmm. They look like little gold bats because they all had their mouths like super open. They're all like flying next to her. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Yuko's a vampire, and the dude's just like, okay. I'm like, do you know other vampires? Is this like a? He just sees it and he's like, got it, cool, they exist. Word. Moving on. I like you. So I was like, damn, dude just doesn't give a shit.
That's exactly what happened,
dude. Before that, remember his 3 friends? Why does one of them look like a middle-aged man? Did you notice that? He's like, he had like the little short kid, the one with the, it's like one? No, the tan dude with like the shitty like mustache and stuff. My man's literally looked like a 35-year-old fucking middle-aged man.
Is you talking about the one that's wearing the brown jacket?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
I'm like, why? You actually find out it's because he got held back like twice. So that's why he looks old as shit. But and I also find it funny the way she talks she talks kind of like that she's like, oh yeah, when I talk normally I have my Kansai dialect, but when I'm in school I cover my mouth and I talk politely. And I was like, is that a known thing in Japan, or did this show just like take a dig at a whole fucking region? Because she talks like kind of like slang a little bit, and she's like, yeah, I talk like this, I don't talk polite. And I'm like,
I felt like it was southern.
Yeah.
I felt like she was trying to like a southern accent. Oh, yeah. I didn't even catch it like that.
Yeah, she's like, but at school I talk polite.
I don't. Maybe they did. I don't think they. I don't think. But I didn't even notice it like that. But I can see why you're saying that now.
Like she talks like Bostonian.
I thought it was kind of like a southern. She was trying to do like a southern thing, but it was just they just call it like Kansai, which is where her thing is.
Yeah, so she's like, oh yeah, then my dad said if anyone finds out my secret, can't go to school anymore. So I'm glad it was you who found out because you're not freaked out or anything. So I'm going to head home. Peace. School's over. And he decides to keep her secret, but he sucks ass at keeping secrets. So that's where the whole fun of the show comes from.
Yeah. But, I figured that.
Yeah, and then they become friends. Did you see my note? When I was like, remember in the second grade? Oh, that's supposed to say grade.
How did you know?
What?
How did you know?
What? How did I know what?
That I saw the end credit scene.
Oh, you saw it? Did you see the end credits?
Yeah.
He finally did it, everyone.
I did.
You probably looked
and
went, wait, 19 minutes in the end theme song. There's got to be something.
Yo, the end, the snippet they put at the end was mad long.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, they put a whole episode. I was like, yo, this is episode 2. Like, yo, it was mad long.
Because it ends with them becoming friends, and then the end credits scene, like happens, like cool little love song bop.
It's like an end credit scene from a Marvel movie. Like you getting strapped in. It was mad long.
2.5 minutes left after that.
I was like, yo, what the heck?
Yeah, they're just like talking in the hallway, and he's like, oh yeah, I have my own secret too, and like one day, listen to it, please, because it's still, he never got to confess to her, but he did become friends with her. That's step 1. Become friends. Don't be a creep weirdo. Keep a girl's vampire secret. Go from there. And his secret's like, oh, I love you. One day I'll tell you. Blah blah blah. And then it cuts to. Did you notice who that was in the little machine? Boop, boop, boop.
Is that the girl that rejected him the year before?
Yeah, the class rep. She's doing like all the tech sci-fi. It looks like she's in a mech.
Yep.
Wait till you find out her secret.
Yeah.
It's dope. Yeah, because it's like, oh, life forms at 1 o'clock, and it looks like she's like in a different building, zooming in on them, and she's like, "What are those two doing here so late at school?" And then the episode ends. But her secret's great. She is a good one. But yep,
okay,
Yuko's a bat. Asahi's just a normal ass human, and he's trying to get her to love him.
Yep.
Good for them, I guess. It's a funny rom-com.
Mm-hmm.
There's one chick who has a funny ass secret. She's I'll tell you off air. I don't want to spoil it for people, but it's her secret's pretty funny. There's a bunch of secret things, and
this show's all about that. This show's
whole
about
show
you guys.
is about like everyone has a secret, but it's not like something crazy. Like they didn't murder anyone or anything. It's all like someone is not human. They're blank, and it's him finding out about all these people's secrets and then trying to hide them from everyone, like trying to keep the secret, and he's the world's worst like secret holder. So yeah, I like. What'd you think? What'd you rate it?
I would rate it. I would rate it average. I actually, it kept my attention the whole time. It. I kind of want to make it clear that
that he hates
saying like something kept your attention. I don't want it to be watered down to where it's like that said about everything. Like, oh, at least it kept my attention. Like, nah.
That you know means how many movies I put on as background fodder, or even animes that I know I'm doing something else and I need something in the background, and I don't want to put on something that I actually want to watch. But this show, I have it's like, oh, I saw one scene and it looked okay. I'll put the whole thing on in English in the background, and I'll pay attention to the cool parts, and everything else I'll tune out. There's like shows like that, but this one, it's like you sit down and you're like, oh, I'll pay attention to this. This is good.
Exactly. That means that the story wasn't too corny to where it's just like, all right, like, yeah, it was good. Like, I felt like the content was good. Like, the plot was good. Like, it was, like, yeah. And then so it just comes down to like, if you like stuff like this, this is your style, you know what I'm saying? But this definitely got a pass from me. I would give it a B.
Hell yeah.
I would give it like a B. Yeah, like C plus B, but I'll give it like a B B to a C plus, a B to a C plus.
Okay.
I would say like B minus B.
Okay.
It was good.
I'll probably give this a B plus because I love this show. I love the manga too. I read the whole fucking thing.
I actually think C plus is too low. I'm sorry. Yeah, like just B. Like for me, I'll go with a straight B. Yeah, I'll go with a straight B.
I'll give it a B plus. I think it's great. I like it because it's most animes you see where there's like, not so much nowadays, but back in 2015, it was one of the few shows that had monsters, quote unquote, in it. That wasn't like an action anime. It was like, oh, this is like a rom-com high school slice of life thing with monsters in it. Now I could name like a million of those now because a bunch of them popped up in the past like 3 or 4 years. But 7 years ago in 2015 when this came out, it wasn't really like all you would think like just animes where like, oh, there's vampires in this. I wonder how they're gonna kill them. It's not like, oh, there's vampires in this. I wonder how they'll get along in class. So at the time, I like the direction it was going in. Yeah, I like it. B plus.
Mhm.
I love it. Story's great. Read the manga. It's awesome.
Go
It
ahead,
sucks,
check it out, guys.
sucks that the show only got 13 episodes. I think it's worth getting more.
Mm.
But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
You ready
spinning
for the wheel?
Yeah, let's get it.
Let's spin that wheel. All right, let's see. Let me share this screen with Laurencia. Share the screen. Where are you? Wheel. Alrighty. You pick first this week. I picked first last week.
I'll do Magi and Red. I'll just double down.
Alright, I'm gonna double down too. I'll do I don't know. I want to pick something I haven't picked in like yet. Let's do. I don't know. I'll do Yellow and Gate. All right. Let's spin that wheel. Where's my mouse? There we go. Couldn't find my mouse to spin the damn wheel. Oh, I was so fucking close. Ooh.
Oh,
Just in time for all the hype.
boy.
You've seen this one, right?
I watched the first episode and that was it ever.
What? Lord.
Bro, I told you that before. Where I told you that story before.
I forget.
Where it was just like I better
I remember you telling me a story. Yeah, I remember.
And yeah.
Now
The first episode is just like I don't know if that's a representation of the show. It's definitely not a representation of the whole show.
I feel like with all this new anime knowledge I've been cramming into your head and making you branch out to different shows, I feel like you'll have a bigger appreciation for like, oh, this is just action satire. Got it. Okay.
But the first episode doesn't even have people be showing ill stuff in the first episode. Just
I don't even remember the first episode. I couldn't tell you. I remember all the fights, but I don't remember shit. Was the first episode the mosquito?
If the first episode was the stuff that people be like, yo, I probably would have been like, yo, but no, it's with the lobster.
Oh, that fight.
It's just like, dude.
All right, I'm gonna show you a 10-second clip after this, and you'll go, "Oh, never mind. This show's fire." But we're watching One Punch Man, everyone.
I know. It's just the first episode. I just feel like doesn't
get past it. Get to episode 2 because I think Saitama and Genos fight each other, and you'll be like, "Oh, this show's like this. They trick you with the lobster. Oh shit." They got you with the bait and switch?
Okay, all right.
Maybe we should just watch episode 2 next week instead of 1.
All right, guys. Well, you heard it here. We finally landed on One Punch Man.
Only took 5 seasons.
It took a long time, but if you guys like me not like me, I have watched the first episode, but I haven't watched it in years. So if you guys, have heard about it and haven't checked it out, next week we will be going over the first episode. So,
Hell yeah, man.
So you heard it here first, guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank y'all, and we'll see yous next week.